Thanks for watching this video. Before I get started in today's topic, which is going to be about getting ghosted, and the story I have about getting ghosted by a recruiter, I hope it's entertaining for you and comforting if you've ever been ghosted. But before that, if you would, hit subscribe and like this video if you feel like it's helpful for you. And if you want more content, the subscription really helps me understand that people are tuning in. So thank you. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about a story at a time when I got ghosted by a recruiter. And the reason I'm sharing this story is not to necessarily dig on a recruiter, and especially not to dig on recruiters in general, because we need recruiters. Recruiters have been so good to my career. Recruiters have gotten so many people that I know into great positions and great contracts and great full-time employment. So one time I was applying for a position and I was looking for more iOS development positions. I'm a mobile developer and I was looking for a full-time position. In this case, I was reached out to, let's say, a recruiter reached out to me, and I believe it was by email, and I responded to it. I met him at a certain place here in Minnesota in the Twin Cities, and it was a huge company I was interviewing for. And I showed up, met him, and at the time when we met, everything seemed cordial, everything seemed on the up and up, and he wanted to preview me. So a word to the wise, your recruiter should prep you or preview you for the interview. In other words, about an hour before the interview, they should either meet with you, call you, or send you an email with some inside information about what's going to happen during the interview. And that's what happened, and everything seemed really, really good. In fact, I really wanted this position. So we met, he prepped me, I waited another 15 minutes or so, and I went in the elevator and went up many stories in the skyscraper, and I had the interview, and it went really well. I come down from the interview and to the place where we're supposed to meet, and he's not there. The recruiter's not there. Now remember, when you interview for a company through a recruiter, the recruiter is the liaison. They have a contract to place people, and they get paid per placement. Now, so that's why I couldn't just go back up the elevator and say, hey, I'd like the job. Couldn't do it. So in this case, when I came down the elevator and saw he wasn't there, I knew something was fishy. I just wasn't sure what was going on. I couldn't contact the company I just interviewed for, and the reason for that is I don't have their contact information. I know where they're at, but I'm not able to contact outside of the recruiter's information. So the recruiter should hold your hand. In this case, I didn't know what to do. When I first saw that the recruiter wasn't there after the interview, he had said he would be. I didn't know what to do. I thought maybe there was a mistake. Maybe we had miscommunicated. So immediately I got on my phone and emailed. I called. I got no response from the recruiter. Now, I share that story, the conclusion here to try to help you understand that sometimes valid candidates, and I was a valid candidate at the time. I think I secured another position for even higher pay than I was interviewing for within just a few weeks of that time. So I wasn't way out of my league or anything, and that interview went pretty well. I don't know if I would have gotten the job. But the reason I share it with you is to say sometimes this happens, and it's not your fault. It wasn't my fault. It's not your fault that some people don't do their jobs well. I don't want you to take it personally, and you shouldn't, when you get ghosted by a recruiter or by a hiring manager or a startup founder or inside HR, inside recruiter. It doesn't matter. I don't want you to feel bad about that. The reason it happens is because people don't do their jobs well. It's not because you haven't done your job well. So move on. Keep interviewing. Keep applying. If you haven't interviewed in a while, it makes your heart sink. If you put all of your eggs in that basket and you don't keep applying, the lesson you will learn is much harder than just you've been ghosted. You need to keep pushing. You need to be persistent. And if you're not, then one of these bad apples, so to speak, will contact you and you won't know it. You will go through the process, do everything you need, and not get the position. And you'll look back and say, well, I was banking on this job opportunity for the last week, so I haven't been filling out applications. Fill out the applications every single day. Take time and carve out the time, 30 minutes a day, hour a day, 5 days a week. Fill out the applications. Don't quit your day job, fill them out. Because if you do this enough, what's going to happen is you're going to come across people like I did, who just don't treat you right. Now, let me end with a quick, give credit to recruiters where credit is due. My family has eaten food and been housed because of the work of recruiters in my life. I can think of 2 off the top of my head by name that have treated me so well and have always had open ears to me and always been looking out for me. Not always, but for years in a row. And because of their effort and diligence and them pounding the ground to get me a position, I've been blessed. So recruiters, that's in my system. When I walk people through my 9-step system, one of the 9 pillars is recruiter assist, where we intentionally try to make recruiters' lives better. And in doing so, we get a return from that, where the recruiter will come back and try to help us more than other people. So if you weren't aware, this business, even in tech, is all about people. And sometimes people just don't serve the way they probably should, but it's not your fault. You can only control how you serve. I can only control how I serve. So serve people, do your best, and when you get ghosted, keep pushing on. And when you have a job opportunity, you've got an interview lined up, it's a screening call or you're placed by a recruiter, don't bank on it. Keep pushing and filling out applications. If you want more information, I've got a link down there. You can click it if you want. You don't have to. I love putting out some content if it helps even 8 people each time I do a video. If you're one of those 8, I hope it helped you. Have a good day.